In this video, we're going to talk about whether or not Kajabi is worth it. Let's go. So, in order to answer this question solidly, we want to look at three different areas. Is it worth the price? Is it worth the time it takes to learn it? And does it do a good enough job to be worth it? At the end of this video, I'll also tell you the very best way to show customers that your product or service is right for them. So, let's start with the price. Is Kajabi worth the cost? Pricing. Kajabi has three different price levels, starting at $119 a month at the low and $399 a month at the high. You save 20% if you pay annually versus monthly, and the prices depend on which features and options you want. Rather than start out with a busy chart of all the options, let's zero in on the ones that make the biggest difference. Plus, I want to stick to helping you answer the question of whether or not Kajabi is worth it for you. So let's answer a couple questions. How many websites do you need, and how many products will you have? You can figure that Kajabi is going to cost around $150 a month per website. I'm simplifying a bit, but it's close. This number includes a full suite of tools for doing almost everything your business needs to do. If you were to get individual services for everything Kajabi does, it would cost between $350 and $720 a month. So if you need all of Kajabi's functions, then absolutely yes, Kajabi is worth it from a pricing perspective. If you only need one or two functions, then you'd want to do a side-by-side price comparison of what you need. Time. Anytime you start using a new product, there will be a learning curve. No matter how good you are at your online business now, there was a time investment at the beginning. That will be true of switching to or starting with Kajabi. The good news is that of all the products out there, Kajabi is one of the easiest I've seen, and they have 24/7 chat support available to walk you through it. So the upfront time investment is definitely there, especially if you have to transition all of your content over. I will say that once you do, having it all in one place and having a user-friendly platform will make it easier moving forward. So if you are going to be adding to your content in the future, you will probably make back the time cost and maybe even start saving time. It's like solar power. It may take more in the beginning, but then you have a cleaner, cheaper fuel source moving forward. That said, if you aren't taking time to make changes to your content or customers on a regular basis now, and don't plan to in the future, then I don't think the time savings would be there for you. In which case, the only reason Kajabi would be worth it would be either pricing or its functionality, which brings us to quality. How well does Kajabi do what it does? Is it enough of an improvement over what you are using now that it's worth it? If you are just getting started online and you already know the pricing is good for you, then Kajabi is going to be an excellent choice. Kajabi began back in 2010, and in the early days there were some rocky points and fewer things it could do. Since then, Kajabi has added a full selection of tools and refined them to the point that the main functions are a well-oiled machine. They are one of the more active developers, so things are being constantly improved and updated. For example, the automated email functions and Kajabi pages are relatively recent additions. There are still some features Kajabi has not added, which is why you want to check out reviews and comparisons like this one. If you are already established online, deciding whether switching to Kajabi would be worth it from the quality standpoint is a bit more complicated. You can simplify the process if you know which current features are the most important to your business. If you need X, Y, and Z because your business processes rely on it, and it would be a lot of time and effort to reprogram your processes to A, B, and C, for example, then you could quantify the cost versus benefit of switching. For some people, the process of figuring out what matters and doesn't matter and doing a side-by-side comparison is going to take as much time and effort as it would to just give the new system a try. Kajabi makes that easy by giving everyone a 14-day free trial period, so you could test drive and see if it's worth it to switch. Also, you can get an additional 14 days, so a 28-day free trial by going to getinfo.com/Kajabi. I'll put a link in the comments as well. For those who want to keep the exact same look they have now, whether it's on WordPress or some other site, this is possible on Kajabi, but only at the $300 a month level, which pays for up to 3 sites at no extra charge. To do so though, you'd have to code it in rather than using one of the Kajabi themes, so it's not going to save you time. If you love what you have and never want to change it, it may not be worth it. For everyone else, there is a good chance you will save time, money, and get all the performance you are looking for. And now for the tip I mentioned at the beginning. What is the very best way to show customers that your product or service is right for them? You might be thinking it's testimonials or figuring out in advance what their objections are and showing how you solve them. This is better than that. It may take a little creativity to figure out how to implement it, but the best way to show them is by actually helping them. That's why we love a free trial. We get the chance to see if the thing does what we want it to do. If we love it, we keep it. Another way to do this is to help them upfront, either by free samples or giving them solutions to some issues. Anything that can show them upfront exactly how helpful you are. For example, if you were a personal trainer, you could share free information about how to do the best workouts and how to eat healthy. And when a customer sees how helpful that information is, they know that your personally tailored programs or your complete 60-day workout plans are also going to be right for them. Until they see that you really can help them, it's harder for them to make a decision. Make the decision as easy for them as possible. I hope you enjoyed this, and I really hope it was helpful, because if it was, you might want to check out my other videos and maybe even subscribe. Wink. To a plane. It would be easy because you're a plane. To explain what the skills are. Yeah, okay.